So yesterday we have started talking about operators, right? So we have seen about some arithmetic operators, and then we have seen about assignment operators. So today we'll start from relational operators. I hope you people have been practicing all the stuff what I have discussed. Okay, if you practice once, you will remember everything. Okay, so don't listen and leave it. You just practice by your own hands. Okay, so that you can remember them very easily. So now we'll see relational operators and then logical, bitwise, membership, identify operators. Okay, so these are the operators we'll discuss today. Okay, I'll give you a better idea on them. First we have to know a very good idea on basics, then we can implement that into a program very easily, right? So now we'll see relational operators. Generally these relational operators play a major role in any programming language. Okay, and they have very importance in any programming, because we know that we'll work every time with data, right? The data may be anything, maybe integers or list or tuples or dictionaries or strings, right? So there may be a chance that you may compare the relation between two data. That means you may compare them, right? You may have to see the difference whether they are greater or less. Okay, so when you are seeing any relation between two different data, we use these relational operators, right? So generally these relational operators are very heavily used by our neighbors, aunties and uncles, that they'll compare us with others, right? They got job, your son, what about your son? And they read very well, what about your child, right? So I hope I have seen in my life, our neighbors will use these relational operators very great. They know about these things every time by comparing with others and others and others. So actually they in real life relational operators are very hard, but in programming they are very important. Okay, now we'll see how they'll work. So I'll take a data, that means an integer data in a variable a, and I'll take another data 5. Okay, so I want a relation between these two things, whether they are less or greater. Okay, so if I go with a greater b, okay, so every time the relational operators will give you output in boolean. Okay, that means they'll get true or false, right? So we have seen arithmetic operator, right? When you add two integers, you are again getting an integer as an output, right? When you when you subtract two integers, again you are getting an integer, right? When you multiply two integers, you are getting again an integer. That means through which data you're working, you're getting the same data as an output. But now here you're working with integers, but you're getting a boolean as an output. Okay, that means relational operators every time they'll give output as a boolean, they'll give true or false, that's it. Okay, when you go with a less than b, this is false, right? When you go with a equal to b, so we use double equal to check whether they are equal or not. Okay, not single equal to. Okay, you'll use single equal to assign a value. Okay, that is called assignment operator when you use a single equal to. When you use double equal to, that means you are checking whether they are purely equal or not. Okay, so false, because 10 is not equal to 5, right? So now if you go not equal to, now it is true, and is not equal to 5, right? So this is how the relational operator will work. Even you can go with b less than a, this is also true. That means I'm telling that 5 is less than 10. Yes, see, I'm getting the relation between these two data, whether they are less or equal or not equal, right? And we have another operators like relational less than or equal to and greater than or equal to, right? If I go with a less than or equal to b, I'll get false again. So how this statement will be executed? First it will check whether a is less than b. Next it will check or a equal to b. Okay, you can write the first statement, that is nothing but a less than or equal to b. You can write the statement into two different statements like a less than b or a equal to b. So we know that when we use or, okay, how or will work, if any one of them is true, then your statement will be true. But if you clearly observe A less than B is false, A equal to B is also false. That means these two statements are false. This statement is also false, and this statement is also false, right? These two statements are false, so you are getting false as an output. Okay, what if you go with A greater than or equal to B? Now we'll get true. Why we are getting true? First it will check A greater than B or A equal to B. Okay, yes, we have got two statements. So and now how OR will work? If any one of them is true, then it will give you true. So A greater than B is true here, right? So it is giving true as an output, right? This is how it will compel them. Right? You got the point. And this is how the relational operators will work. You can get the relation between them, whether they're less or greater, or they're purely equal or not equal to, right? Whether they are less than or equal to. That means we are getting a relation between these two different datas. So this is about a relational data, and we have another type of data types are called logical operators. That means logical and or and not. Okay, we have three different logical operators. So we have seen this, right? One is less than, comma, greater than, comma, equal to, not equal to, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than equal to. Okay, these are all relational operators we have in programming language. Okay, and now we'll see logical operators. We have logical and, okay, or not. Okay, so we have these three kind of logical operators. We'll see a brief idea about these things. Okay, see, you have to understand these logical operators very clear and clean. Okay, if you have any doubt when I'm teaching these operators, you can ask me any number of times. Okay, because we use more when we are writing code. Okay, we will use and or while we are writing code, because they play a major role in any of the programming. Okay, whatever may be the logic, we will use them. I hope they are heart of coding. Okay, that's fine. So I'm taking some A equal to true, and I'll take B equal to F false, and I'll use A and B. So can anyone tell me the result what you'll get? I have taken A equal to true.
False.
We got false.
False.
Yes, because when you use an AND operator, how AND is working, if both are true, then only it will give you a true, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
now one of the statement has become false, so you getting false as an output. Okay, so we got false as an output. So if I take B is also equal to true, then if I execute the statement again A and B, now you will get true, because all the statements have been true. So how and is checking? Okay, how and will work, we will see. So it will check first statement, that is A. Okay, so it will check the first statement, A is true or not. Yes, A is true. So as A is true, it went to forward. Okay, ముందుకు వెళ్తుంది అన్నమాట, it goes forward, and it will check B whether B is true or not. Okay, whether this B is true or not. Okay, 1 minute. Sorry, it has been stuck. Okay, okay, 1 second. Okay, actually it has been stuck. Okay, so I'll take a equal to some true and b is also equal to true. So if I go with a and b, so I'm getting true because, so how and is working, first it is checking first statement whether this first statement is true or not. So if the first statement is true, then it will go to check the second statement. Okay, so it is checking the second statement also. The second statement is also true, so it is giving you output as true. If there is any other third statement, okay, it will check the third statement also. Okay, we are giving only two statements here. If it includes any other third statement, it will check the third statement. Okay, so how and is working, if they are true, it is going forward. Okay, let us see. If I take some c equal to false, and if I use a and b and c, okay, so now it started from a, so it checked whether a is true or not. Yes, a is true, so it go to forward and it check the b. Okay, b is true or not. Yes, b is also true, so it went to the c. Okay, when it is checking c, it is false, so it will give you output as false. Okay, what if I take first itself? Okay, I'll take c equal to true, a equal to false. I have changed my a as false. Okay, now I am using same condition, a and b and c. Okay, the first statement itself is false. Okay, if the first statement itself is false, it will break there. Okay, it doesn't check b and c. Even though b and c are true, it doesn't bother about that because it is not going. Okay, your cursor will not go there and it will check b and c. Okay, ikkada varaku veldannamata. The first statement itself is false, right? So it will stop here. That means it is getting breaked here. So how and is breaked? When and will break? When it finds a false, it will break there and it will come out and prints the false. ఎప్పుడైతే false దొరుకుతుందో అక్కడ బ్రేక్ అయిపోద్ది. Okay, when it finds a false, it will break there and it will come out. Even though the false statement is at first, even though the false statement is at the middle, even though the false statement at the last, అది ఎక్కడున్న ప్రాబ్లం లేదు. Okay, it will break there. It only give true when all the statements are true. Okay, if all the statements are true, only then it will give true. If any one of them is false, it is false. Okay, so this is how and is working. We'll see about or also. Okay, what is a here? False. What is b here? True. Okay, fine. A or b. So what would be the output now? A is false here and b is true. So
True,
false
sir.
or we are
True.
getting true. Yes.
True.
In the sense how it is working, even though it finds a false, it is going to the next statement, right? It doesn't get breaked. Even though the first statement is false, it is going to the second statement, it is getting checked. Second statement kuda check chestundi. That means or is searching for any one of them are true or not. Or will search at least it finds at least one true or not. ఒక్క true అన్న దొరుకుతుందా అని వెతుకుతూ వెళ్తుంది అనమాట. Okay, if it finds one true, then it will break there and it will give a true. If both the statements is false, okay, a or b, so it searched all the statements, అందులో ఎన్ని statements ఉంటే అన్ని statements search చేసింది, it doesn't find any true, so finally it will give false. If all the statements are false, it will give false. If any one of them is true, it is true. ఏ ఒక్కటి ట్రూ అయినా, even though I'll take c as true, sorry, generally in Python we indicate booleans in capital. Okay, I don't mention them in small letters. Okay, it will think that is a variable, and in small letter t rasan kabatti it thinks that it is a variable and it is not defined. Okay, so a or b or c. Okay, if you check a, it is false. Okay, so as it is an or condition and kaadu kabatti, if it is and, it will break there. As it is an or condition, it is going to check whether b is true or not. B is also false. Okay, it doesn't find true, right? And it went to c and it finds a true at c, so it will break there and it will print true. Okay, so whenever it finds true, it will break and come out and it will give you true. If all the statements have been checked and all the statements are false, it will give false. Okay, this is how and or are working. Let us do some more practice on them so that they will get very good idea. Okay, now I'll take a values. Okay, instead of true and false, I'm taking values. A equal to some 10 and b equal to some 20. So a and b. So what is the output? You know, this is the question we were asked in last year. I hope last time
20.
in TCS. Okay. Yes. I hope there are some few people from my code heat class. Actually, I have taught this in CodeHit. Okay, we'll get 20. So how I'm getting 20? I'll show you how I'm getting 20 as an output. Okay, I have taken a equal to 10, right, and then b equal to some 20. So can I know the binary representation of 10? 1010, right? This is the binary representation of 10. And what is the binary representation of 20? 10100, right? So this is the binary representation of we have written a binary representation of 10, and we have written binary representation of b. Okay, see, observe clearly. Okay, so now what it is doing, 1010 and 10100, అంటే binary of 10 and binary of 20. It is checking binary of 10 and binary 20. So if you go and check here, in binary representation of 10, there is at least one bit 1 or not. Yes, there are 2 bits ones, right? So that means it is true. Okay, నీ ప్రోగ్రామింగ్ ఎలా కంపైల్ చేస్తా అంటే, హౌ యువర్ ప్రోగ్రామింగ్ ఈస్ కంపైలింగ్, ఇట్ ఈస్ కన్వర్టింగ్ ఫస్ట్ ఇంటూ బైనరీస్ and then it is checking now. Okay, and how it will check? If it finds at least one bit in the binary representation, then it is true. So 10 will be considered as true now. So 10 is nothing but it is true. Okay, so we are using AND condition, right? So first statement true kabatti it went to the second statement. So now it is checking whether in the second statement at least there are 1 bit 1 or not. Yes, there are 2 bit 1. That means this is also true. So finally where it is stopped? It stopped at b. So what is b value? 20. Okay, 20 is getting printed. So everybody got the point? This is how 20 is getting printed. Okay, what if I take b equal to 0 and a and b? So what is the output now? I'm taking b equal to 0. So I'll get a 0.
20.
How I have changed b to 0, yeah, not 20 now. I have changed b to 0. That means the value now exists in b is 0.
0.
So I'll get 0. Okay, 0. Okay, now how it is getting compiled? Now in the binary representation of 0, all are zeros, right? And is 0 le. Even though you represent 0 in 10 bit or 20 bit or 32 bit or 128 bit, the number of bits may be vary, but all are zeros, right? So in binary representation of 0, you can't find at least one 1. So that is 0. So you are getting 0 as an output. Okay, a. Now I'll take c equal to some 20. Okay, now a and b and c. Now tell the answer whether you will get 0 or you will get 20.
0.
What does it mean by 0? What does it mean by 0? 0 in the sense false, right? 0 antene false. So 0 ante false. Here b is 0. So if your AND condition finds any false, what it will do?
Stops there, sir.
It will give false as an output. False in the sense 0. So you will get again 0. So e condition ela check chesindi. Okay, how this condition is checked? Okay, now it went to AND. Okay, it went to AND and it converted 10100. So if this is false, yeah, okay, there is no at least one bit there. So it finds false there, so it break there and it printed 0. Akkada break అయిపోయింది, because there is no at least one 1 in binary representation of 0. So it finds false, it doesn't go to check the next statement, it breaks there and it will print that, right? That's what we have discussed, right? You got the point? Okay, I'll write somewhat more. A and not b and c. Now you can tell me the answer.
Sir, 20, sir.
20.
20.
So how you are thinking that it is a 20?
Yes, sir.
10, sir.
ఇందాక చెప్పిన వాళ్ళే ఆన్సర్ చేంజ్ చేస్తారా లేదంటే ఇప్పుడు కొత్త వాళ్ళ?
What operator will work first?
Yeah, I'm passing not. Yes.
20, sir.
So what you will get?
20, sir.
20.
So,
sir.
20.
C sir, 20.
Yes, you will get 20 because what I have done here. See, this is false, right? I made not false. What is the not false in the sense it is true, right? That means I'm making this false to true. You know about not true in the sense false, not false in the sense true, right? Generally, how not will work, you know, not is like a boy. Okay, నాట్ ఎప్పుడు కూడా ఒక బాయ్లా ఉంటుంది అనమాట. వై ఐమ్ ఐ లైక్ సి దిట్స్ ఎ ఫన్నీ థింగ్, డోంట్ టేక్ దిస్ సీరియస్. ఓకే, ఐ యూస్ టు కంపేర్ థింగ్స్ విత్ రియల్ లైఫ్ సినారియోస్. ఓకే, డోంట్ take it more personally. Think this is a funny thing. Okay, how this not will work, this not will work like a boy. Okay, if any girl comes and propose any boy, and the boy will say yes or no, that's it, right? Sorry, not will work 100% like a girl. Okay, not a boy. If any girl comes us and proposes, if you know yes, we say yes or no, no. Okay, yes అయితే yes చెప్తాం, no అయితే no. But what about girls? They'll tell that not false. Not false in the sense we have to think that it is true or false. మనకు తెలియదు అనమాట. We are in a dilemma. Not false అంటే ట్రూ అని అర్థమా? అప్పుడు నువ్వు ట్రూ అంటే ఏంటి, ట్రూ అని అడిగావు అనుకో, నేను ట్రూ అని చెప్పలేదు కదా అంట. పోనీ ఫాల్స్ అని అడిగావు అనుకో, నేను ఫాల్స్ అని చెప్పలేదు కదా, నాట్ ఫాల్స్ అన్నాను అని చెప్తారు. నాట్ ఫాల్స్ అంటే దెన్ విల్ సిట్ అండ్ థింక్ దేర్, రైట్? The time will go on 6 months, 7 months, 1 year, and then you'll ask again. Then they'll tell that not true. What does it mean by not
family is
true?
very strict.
What does it mean by not true? Not true in the sense, okay, అంటే false, there is no love అంటే ఐఎమ్ నాట్ టెలింగ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఫాల్స్, ఐఎమ్ టెలింగ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ట్రూ. అయితే ట్రూ అంటే ఐఎమ్ నాట్ టెలింగ్ ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ ట్రూ, నాట్ ట్రూ. సో యూ విల్ నెవర్ గెట్ ద ఆన్సర్, రైట్? It's just a funny thing. Okay, I want to make you to understand the concept. Okay, so not true in the sense it is false, and not false in the sense it is true. Okay, we'll do more. Okay, we'll see more deep. Okay, now we'll go to OR. Okay, so I have taken A equal to 10 and B equal to 0. So A or B. So then what you will get the output? A or B?
Sir,
10 sir.
10. Yes. అందరూ అబ్బాయిలే చెప్తారేంటి ఆన్సర్లు, అమ్మాయిలు ఫీల్ అయ్యారు అనుకుంటున్నాను. ఓకే, I just okay, 10, we are getting 10, right? Why? Because A is true. When you working with OR, if the first statement itself is true, it will print that and it will come out, right? What if you take A equal to 0 and then B equal to some 8 and A or B?
0 sir, 0.
8 sir.
0
Eight,
ఎందుకు
sir.
వస్తుందిరా?
8
sir.
When you use OR ఎప్పుడు కూడా ఫాల్స్ అయితే ఫ్రంట్ కి వెళ్తుంది. ఓకే, A is false, so it went to B. So B is true. What is the value exist in B? 8 is printed. Okay,
B.
so B is printed, right? You got the thing right? Yes. So now we'll work with both the combinations of and OR. Okay, చాలా జాగ్రత్తగా చెప్పాలి. ఓకే, see, while telling the answer you just compile in your mind first. Okay, you just compile them in your mind and then tell the answer. Okay, don't execute in your laptops. If you have a laptop, don't execute them in your laptop. Okay, if any one of you have executed, you will get a Nigerian queen in your life. If you are boys, you will get a Nigerian queen in your life, 100%. Okay, so don't
Like
execute
this, man.
them.
What about girls, sir?
They'll get Nigerian king.
Over, sir.
So now we'll see. Don't execute. So just guess the answer on your mind. Okay, compile them in your mind. Generally, I'll tell always people to compile them in your mind, because installing in any programming language, if you want to install in your PC, it doesn't take more than 5 minutes. But installing that programming language in your mind, it may take some years and years, right? So if you start now, it will complete by the end of your company interviews. ఇప్పుడు నుంచి స్టార్ట్ చేస్తే ఇన్స్టాలేషన్, యూ విల్ గెట్ ద బెటర్ ఇన్స్టాలేషన్. ఓకే, ఐ విల్ టేక్ సమ్ A equal to B equal to and then C equal to false. Okay, A and B or C. So what is the output now?
False, sir.
False, sir.
False.
False.
False, sir.
False,
False,
sir.
sir.
Yes. I want to confuse you more. Okay. Wait. I'll think and give a good statement so that you. I want to confuse you more. So A equal to false, and I'll take some B. Yeah. If yes. What is the output now? A
False,
or B
sir.
True, sir.
and
True, sir. True, sir.
True, true, sir. True, sir.
True, sir.
true.
True, sir.
True, sir.
It's true.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me take A equal to true. Now
False, sir. False, sir.
False, sir.
False, sir.
False, sir.
yes.
False, sir.
So see, I want to make you confused, but I made you confused. It's super, okay. I made you confused, okay. నేను విన్ అయ్యాదో అనుకుంటున్నాను, ఇందాక నుంచి మీరు ఆన్సర్లు చెప్పేస్తున్నారు, నేను ఓడిపోతున్నాను. ఇప్పుడు మీరు రాంగ్ ఆన్సర్ చెప్పారు. ఓకే సి ఓకే బిఫోర్ I want to explain you this statement. ఈ స్టేట్మెంట్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయక ముందు I want to explain you something, okay. I'll explain you one thing. 2 plus 4 into 10. What is the answer now?
42.
42, sir.
42.
42, sir.
42, right? Why you have tell 42? Why you made first multiplication before addition?
What?
Generally
False.
Bodmer's rule. That means every
Preference,
operator will has a priority, right? So compared to addition, multiplication will have more priority. That means you should do first multiplication and then you should go for addition, right? So what if I go with some
To B and
2 plus 2 plus 4 into 10. Now what is the answer? 2 plus 4 into 10.
60, sir.
60.
That means I have given priority to the addition by giving that brackets, right?
Yes, sir.
So that is what the priority will take. So every operator will has their own priorities. In the same way, OR and AND are two operators. When you go with OR and AND operator, AND has more priority than OR. OR kanna AND ki ekku priority undi. Okay, that means what the first statement will be executed? What is B and C?
False, sir.
False.
B and that means false.
False.
True or false?
True.
True. True.
That's the reason we got true here. Everybody got the point now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, that means AND is taking first priority, okay, then OR. Okay, compared to OR, AND will take the priority. So AND is getting executed first. Okay, B and C, check whether B and C. So we got false there. So first it checked these two statement. E two rendu check chesukundi. So that is true. That is false. So true or false is true. Okay, I'll use the same statement, but instead of that I'm giving some brackets, okay. Now what would be the answer now?
False.
Now you will get it false because I have changed the priority, right? By default priority ni నాకు నచ్చినట్టుగా చేంజ్ చేసుకున్నాను, right? I have changed the priority. Now you got false, right? Now you got the point, right? So now OR is executed because you told your program to execute first OR and then go to AND. if you don't tell anything in mentioning that brackets నువ్వేం చెప్పకపోతే, if you don't tell anything, first it will execute and then it will go to or. Okay, if you give a special priority, then it will execute that special priority operation and then it will go to the second. Okay, this is how and or will work. Okay, so everyone please execute all this stuff with your own hands. Okay, because we use and or conditions every time. Okay, now as we have learned some logical operators, right? So I will apply this in a practical. Okay, real scenario lo then apply chedam. Okay, then you will get a better idea. So when we are using and, if all the statements should be true, then we go with and. If any one of them is true, then we'll go with or. Okay, if any one of you ask you any question, which operator I should use if all the statements should be true, we go with and. If one of them is true in the sense, then we'll go with or. So actually when you went to third year, you'll have some placements, right? So in the same way, you got a company called TCS. Okay, TCS came to recruit you. Okay, TCS came to recruit you. Every company has some certain rules. Okay, they'll have some certain rules, and that means that criteria. If you are, if you have that criteria and rules, you are eligible to go to the drive. Okay, drive nu eligible anamata. Okay, so the following are the conditions. The first rule is every time they'll recruit the third year students. Okay, they start recruiting from third year, so that means the student should be at third year. So then our management will take the data of only third year students. They don't take the data of first year and second year students, right? Because the company is giving that I will recruit from third years. So that is the first. And second rule is they should be of branch like CSC or IT or ECE. Okay, nowadays they are giving triple E. Okay, so these are the branches, specific branches I'll take. Okay, or only eligible to attend for drive. Okay, that means any mechanical or civil guys, they are not eligible to attend the drive because they don't mention that criteria, right? And then the third thing is the student should have a percentage of 60 greater than 60 percentage. Okay, they should have greater than 60 percentage. So that means PER, I'll take PER as a variable. Okay, that percentage should be greater than 60, not 69. Okay, and then fourth thing is backlogs, like active backlogs. Active backlog should be equal to zero. Backlogs zero undali. Active backlogs in the sense you may have backlog at first year or second year, but you should be able to clear all them. Okay, you should be ready while the company coming to recruit you. Okay, without any backlogs. Okay, so these are the rules they have given. So now our placement officers will take the data from they have. Okay, వాళ్ళ దగ్గర ఒక data ఉంటుంది. They have all the students data. Now they have to filter the data based on these conditions. Okay, they'll filter first third year students, and then they'll take from the third year students, they'll take only CSC, ITC, triple E students, and from these CSC, ITC, triple E students, they'll take the students who are having more than 60 percentage, and again they'll take the students who are having no backlogs. Okay, so if there is a student count of 1500, finally by after filtering all the stuff, we'll have 700 or 600 students who are eligible to attend a drive. Okay, so if you observe one thing, now I have to write a condition so that it should pass all of these. Okay, ఈ అన్ని కండిషన్స్ ని పాస్ చేయాలి. That means what I should use, whether I should use and or. That means now see, I'll write here. Okay, నేను కండిషన్ రాస్తాను. You just suggest me what I should use, whether and or. First I'll write the statement, then I'll ask you, then you can suggest me. Okay, so ఇయర్ ఈక్వల్ టు థర్డ్ ఇయర్ అయి ఉండాలి. సో ఇందులో ఏ ఆపరేటర్ వాడాలి, అండా ఆరా?
అండ్ సార్.
ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ అది. ఓకే, ఐ ఆస్క్ యూ లేటర్. ఓకే, నాట్ నౌ, ఐ ఆస్క్ యూ. ఓకే, నౌ బ్రాంచ్ ఈక్వల్ టు సిఎస్సి. ఓకే, అయినా పర్వాలేదు. సో యూ షుడ్ యూజ్ అండ్ ఆర్. ఓకే, ఐ అరేంజ్ దెమ్. నువ్వేం చెప్తే అది నుంచి మిగతా తీసేస్తాను నేను. ఓకే, again branch equal to ECE. or now percentage should be greater than 60. Again, you should use any of the operator, right? Next, backlogs. Okay, if you observe, I want to place a bracket here because this is this branches are belongs to one, right? అన్ని కూడా ఒక దానికి సంబంధించిన, right? I'm placing them in a brackets. Okay, now here equal to third here. So now what should be the condition statement? What is the logical operator you have to place here? And or
And
Yeah,
And
understand. And
okay.
operator.
So I have removed or. Okay, so in between branches, if you observe branches, I told you that any one of these branches are okay. That means even though they are
false.
CSC, even though they are IT, any of the any
Or.
one of, that
Or.
means I'll go with or.
or
Or.
Right, so I have used and here this is or. Okay, even all the branches should be or. Okay, fine. Okay, what now? This is also, there is no another statement here. Okay, we can leave. So what is now?
And, sir.
and
And you should go with and.
Percentage.
Okay,
And.
yes, percentage and the backlog should be, because they should be, he should have a percentage greater than 60 and the backlog is also equal to 0. So now I have
Backlog
taken his
condition.
if I take a student of Ashok, okay, name is Ashok, so he is from third year. Okay, fine. Okay, and he is from EC, I am from EC general. Okay, and I have 67 percentage, but I have some backlogs like 2. Okay, so if this guy have filtered by using this condition, yes, this is true. Okay, first condition is true, so it went to the second condition. It checked all the branches. Yes, one of the branches satisfying, so branch is also true. So it went to the next statement. Okay, I have to use here under. Okay, okay, under percentage is greater than 60. Okay, 60. Okay, and then coming to here, the last statement is false. So when you are using any and any one of them is false, it is false. So that means he is not eligible. So what if you are having a backlogs of 0, then he is eligible, right? So these type of students will be taken out to the out from the data. Okay, a data lonchi. Those who having these conditions will be taken out. Okay, then the data will be forwarded to TCS company. So they'll place an exam for that guys. Okay, so this is how we use and or. Okay, they play a very important role in any programming languages because they give a logical thinking, right? That's why we call logical operators. Okay, I hope you people got a better idea on logical operators. Now we'll move to bitwise. Okay, so we have bitwise operators like bitwise and okay, or XOR. We have a right shift and we have a left shift. Okay, these are all bitwise operators. We'll see them in our ideally. Okay, so I have taken two variables, a equal to 10 and b equal to 8. So if I use bitwise and a and b, I'll get 8. Okay, how this is working? So first it will write them in a binary form. Okay, what is a? That is 10, right? 1010. What is b? It is 8. In the sense 1 0 0 0. So how and will work? ఎక్కడ 1 వస్తుందండి? Where you will get 1 and if both are 1, then you will get 1, right? So first 1 వస్తుంది. Can you hear now? Hello?
Yes,
If you can hear me, right? Okay. So so this is how logical AND will work. Okay, if both the bits are 1, then you are getting 1. Okay, if any one of them is okay, even there should be strict condition that both should be 1, then only you will get 1. Okay, that's why if what is this? This is nothing but 8, right? That's why you got 8. Okay, A and B. So when both are 1, you are getting 1. Okay, and what about A or B? I got 10. Okay, now we'll work OR. Okay, can anyone tell how OR will work? How OR is working?
If
If
any one
if
of
any
the
if, them, if any one of
If
them is
anyone
1, it
is
is 1.
1, sir.
Still one.
Yes. 0, 1, 0. That means again you got 10, right?
10.
Because at this first position you have 1. Okay, any one of them is 1 as true. Any one of them is 1. Rendu 1 less true. So 0, no ones. Any as 1, 1, 0. So it is 10. Okay, this is how OR is working. What about X or B? Okay, I got 2. Now how it is working?
Both should be 1 or both should be 0.
No, no. We got 2 ఇక్కడ 2 వచ్చిందండి మనకి. It will reverse to the, it will somewhat similar to OR but not exactly as an OR.
both are
Both should,
same, then zero,
We
sir.
get yes, sir.
both are same 0. నువ్వు కొంచెం ఇందాక తను
both
reverse
are
లో
same.
చెప్పింది. If both are same, it is 0. రెండు 1 0 0. It now different, right? 1 now same 0. So we got 2 here. Okay, so that is how this operator is working. Okay, and we have another operator called complement of 12. Okay, if I made a complement of 12, I'm getting 13 minus 13. I'm getting minus 13. Complement operator in the sense, let us write a binary of 12. So let me, can anyone tell me binary of 12? It is 1 at 8
1
and
1
1 at
double 0.
1
1
1
0
0
0.
0 0.
Okay, I want to represent this in 8-bit. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. I want to represent this in 8-bit, so I'm adding 4 zeros at at front. Okay, so now this is binary representation of 12 in 8-bit, right? So how this complement operator is working? Okay, we'll see how this is working. So it will convert all zeros to ones and all ones to 0. Okay, and now it is telling that this is nothing but minus 13. దీన్ని minus 13 అని అంటుంది అనమాట. Okay, so we have a 12 in binary representation and we have applied a complement operator. Complement operator, how it will do? It will convert all zeros to ones and all ones to zeros. That means we are getting and it is telling that is minus 13. Minus 13. Sorry, you will get minus 13, not minus 12. Okay, when you go with a minus, they'll come some bit. Okay, కొంచెం తక్కువ వస్తుంది అనమాట, పెంచి వస్తాయి 12 minus 13. ఓకే, రైట్. నౌ లెట్ us know అసలు minus 13 ని బైనరీలో ఎట్లా రాస్తాం. హౌ విల్ రైట్ minus 13 in binary? We'll see that. Okay, how we can write, can we have any formula to get negative? 0 1. I hope this is 13, right? 0 0 0 in 8-bit. 4 8 plus 4 is 12 plus 1 is 13. Yes. Okay, so generally we have a formula called 2's complement. If you do any 2's complement, you will get a negative number. Okay, if you apply 2's complement, you will get a negative number. Generally we don't have a formula for 2's complement directly. First one ఏం చేస్తాం అంటే we'll apply 1's complement. Okay, we'll apply 1's complement. Then we add 1, right? Then we add 1 to it, then we'll get a negative number. Okay, so what 1's complement do? It will make 0 0 1 0, right? So now if you want 2's complement, you add just 1 to this. Okay, I'm plus 1. Okay, then what you are getting, if you observe, you will get 1 1 1 1 0 0 1. Okay, this is nothing but minus 13. If you observe these two bits, if you observe this thing and this thing, they are same, right? So that's why we're calling that as minus 13. Okay, if you complement 12, you'll get minus 13. If you complement 11, you'll get minus 12. Okay, that's why they are getting amount. Okay, this is how complement operator will work. Generally we don't use this complement operator while we are writing logic stuff, but the concept only, you have to know that concept. Okay, generally in T-Hub we don't give any material to you. Okay, we don't have a habit that giving material that okay, we'll give content, that's it. Okay, we'll write a programs. Okay, how to analyze the code, a thought atla ravali. Okay, we'll tell only that. If you have a problem solving skill, then you automatically do the miracles, right? Nowadays how the companies are asking, uh, maybe in when I was in BTech, the coding question what I have written in my campus drive, apply logical gates by two for two integers, same ఇదే అని క్వశ్చన్ అనమాట. Okay, you have to read two integers and you have to apply logical gate, sorry, bitwise gates, bitwise and bitwise or apply చేయమన్నాడు. Okay, I have written two integers and I have applied them, I have printed them. So very easy. But nowadays the questions, the way of questions they are asking, they are very typical. Okay, అసలు వాళ్ళ వే ఆఫ్ ప్యాటర్న్ ఎట్లా ఉంది, ఐ షో యూ హౌ దే ఆర్ పీపుల్ ఆస్కింగ్. ఓకే, రీసెంట్లీ వన్ స్టూడెంట్ ఆఫ్ మైన్ హ్యావ్ సెండ్ మీ ద క్వశ్చన్. నాకు ఒక క్వశ్చన్ పంపించారనమాట. దిస్ ఈస్ ద క్వశ్చన్ ఐ హ్యావ్ ఆస్క్డ్ ఇన్ టీసీఎస్ కోడ్ విటా. ఓకే, టీసీఎస్ కోడ్ విటాలో దిస్ ఇస్ ద క్వశ్చన్ దే హ్యావ్ ఆస్క్డ్. ఓకే, ద అవుట్పుట్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ ఈజ్ u/o/i/ea. ఓకే, దిస్ ఈస్ ద అవుట్పుట్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ కోడ్. అసలు అదే అవుట్పుట్ అని ఎలా చెప్పగలేము? ఓకే, యూ సెపరేట్ దిస్ విత్ స్లాష్, ఎక్కడైతే వచ్చిందో అక్కడ సెపరేట్ చేయండి. ఓకే, నౌ సెపరేట్ దిస్ అగైన్. ఓకే, యూ హ్యావ్ టు సీ ద ప్యాటర్న్ ఆఫ్ స్టార్, హౌ దే ఆర్ లుకింగ్. Okay, so if you separate this, if you observe this,
సార్
yeah,
లాస్ట్ లో యాష్ లేకుండా ఎలా సెపరేట్ చేసాం సార్? లాస్ట్
త్రీ వాడు నీ క్వశ్చన్ డిస్క్రిప్షన్లో స్టార్ ప్యాటర్న్ 3తో సెపరేట్ అయి ఉంటాయి. ఓకే, దేర్ యుల్ హ్యావ్, అంటే ఎవ్రీ వర్డ్ విల్ బి సెపరేటెడ్ బై స్లాష్ అన్నాడు. ఇఫ్ దేర్ ఈస్ నో స్లాష్, ద వర్డ్స్ ఆర్ బై సైడ్. If there is slash, print the slash అంటున్నాడు. If there is no slash, then print them in a line, one by one after one, without slash. If you observe, this is e ki a ki there is no separation of slash, so I didn't print it with this slash లేకుండా print చేయాలి. Okay, if you observe this is I and this is o and this is u, so u is separated with slash, so u will be printed and then slash will be printed, and then this is o. Okay, that means వాడు నీకు డిస్క్రిప్షన్ ఇచ్చాడు అనమాట, ఎవ్రీ వర్డ్ విల్ బి ఇన్ 3x3. Okay, that means you'll have 3 rows and 3 columns. If the 3 rows and 3 columns are separated by slash, then print that slash. If there is no slash, then print the two words side by side. Okay, this is what the question has been asked in TCS code beta. Okay, there are no questions that print a prime number, print a palindrome. Okay, no, the guys are not asking that kind of questions, but still in your academics or in your college you are learning only how to print a palindrome or prime number, right? So there are no such kind of questions nowadays. Okay, so the time they have given for this, for TCS code beta, they'll ask 3 questions and the time they have given is 6 hours. 3 questions ki 6 hours. So that means the student have sent me this code, sir, can you help me? They have asked, okay, I have written this code. Even it have took for me 1 hour, nearly 1 hour. It take 50, more than 50 minutes. So it take me 50 minutes to solve that question. First I have understood that, okay, then etla separate cheyali, how the word is getting for me. Okay, so the range has been ఎక్కడ ఉంది ఇప్పుడు range, but still you are learning what is prime. You'll invest your time learning on concept. Every time you'll invest your time on learning concept. Don't learn concept, apply them. Okay, learn practical things. Okay, why you need to know all complement operators, how you'll write negative binary. If you don't know how to write a program, even though you know how to write a negative number, you can't implement it. Okay, so learn the concept at certain level and apply it in practical life. Okay, do coding, practice it. Okay, invest your time more than 2 or 3 hours a day. In InfyTQ, okay, Infosys, they'll have a exam called InfyTQ. Okay, nowadays the job priority will be on coding. Okay, they'll have first round for InfyTQ. Okay, if you have been selected for the first round, you will have screening. Okay, well, multiple choice based on database and some coding. Okay, they'll ask you to guess the output of the little bit code. Okay, they'll give some code and I'll ask you to guess the output. Okay, if you clear the screening, then you'll have a coding round. You will be given 2 coding questions and you'll give 2 hours. Okay, you have to solve these 2 coding questions. If you solve these also, you will have another round. Okay, if you pass the second round, you will get a job, and they're offering you the third round to get a higher package. Okay, if you qualify the second round, first round and second round complete cheste, you will get a package of 3.5 lakh. Okay, you want 3.5 lakh. So they'll have a third round. If you have interest to write a third round, you can go. Okay, what is the package of the third round? They'll give 12 lakh per annum. Okay, that's called power programmer. Okay, they'll give 3 coding questions and they'll give 6 hours of time. You have to do the 3 coding questions, then definitely you'll have a good amount of package. Okay, they call as power programmer. Even though if you have failed in power programmer, you have a choice to take this first. Okay, first run to qualify, they will give a choice to take. Okay, you can attempt for power programmer. Even though the fail aina, they will give a chance to go for 3.5 lakh. Well, it's okay. So manam power programmer, if you want to make a power programmer, then you have to practice more. So generally we are 3 people in THub, myself and Sudhir sir and Rajesh sir. So we'll teach coding. Okay, if you have any doubt at any time while learning code, you can contact us or you can meet us in the college. Okay, you can make your doubts clarification. Generally we are interested to start a community called competitive programmers in our college. Actually there are 30 people from your seniors. We have a WhatsApp group. So every time when we meet people and we teach, okay, now I'll bring out some people from this class. నాకు ఈ క్లాస్ నుంచి కొంతమందిని I'll bring out and I'll make them in a power programmers. Okay, so, competitive programmers group lo I'll add them. On which criteria I'll add them? I'll check how people are doing. Okay, when I give a task, the people who are sending me the task and the people who are doing differently, okay, I'll pick up them and I'll add them in a competitive programmer group. Okay, and till now in our college there are 10,000 people, but there are only 30 people in this competitive programmer group. Okay, we have identified every class we used to teach more than 70 or 60, right? We have identified 1 or 2 people from them and we have added them in the competitive programmers. Okay, so what does this competitive programmer will do? If you have any doubt at coding, you can post there, any one of them will solve and will give you the answer. Okay, you can contact them or you can contact us directly. Okay, that means we are creating some coding atmosphere in people. Okay, atmosphere create chedamani. Okay, so learn the basics and learn applying. Okay, do coding. Okay, invest at least 1 hour a day. Solve one question every day. You will become master in it when you are in third year. 100%. Okay, so we have seen bitwise, and now we'll see what is a right shift and left shift. Okay, so for example, if I take a equal to 2 and if I apply a left shift of 2, I'm getting 8. That means left shift in the sense I'm shifting every bit 2 times for left. Okay, so if I take a what is it is 2, right? I want to represent 2 in 8 bit. Okay, 10, yes, 8 bit. Okay, so now I have applied an operator called left shift of 2. That means every bit will be shifted to left. Okay, first time shift అయినప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది 0 0 0 0 okay, and 0 0 sorry 1 0 0. Okay, that means 1 has shifted to left for one time. Okay, but I told to shift for 2 times, that means 2 bits. Okay, 1 bit shift అయింది for the second time. Okay, what it will do 0 0 0 0. Okay, 1 0 0 0. That is nothing but 8. I hope we got an answer as 8, right? We'll say yes, we got 8. Okay, that means the one has been shifting to left every time, right? So I told shift by 2. That means it shifted for 2 times. Okay, every time it is shifting 1 bit. Okay, if it is shifted for 2 bits, then the operation is completed. Okay, so we got 8. What if I take a equal to some 8, a equal to some 8, and I have applied right shift of 2. That means I'm making right shift of 2. Okay, again I'll write a in binary 0 0 0 1 0 0 0, right? This is 8, right? So for the first time I'm shifting to right. Okay, 0 0 0 0 0 1 0 0. That means the one has shifted to right now. And for the second time, okay, 0 0 0 0, so 0 0 1 0. Okay, what is this answer? It is 2. Okay, that means it is shifted to right every time, right? First time 1 bit right shift aindi, and then second time 1 bit shifted to right again. Okay, that is how the operator is working. Okay, if I take a and I told it to shift by 2 times as right. Okay, so you have to understand one thing, that when you use a left bit operator, the value will always increase. When you use the right bit shift operator, the value will always decrease, because when you move to the right, the value itself will decrease, right? When you go to the left, the value is getting increased, the place of value is getting increased. Okay, so these are left shift and right shift operators. This is how they'll work, right? And so this is about bitwise operators. And we have another operator called membership. What does it mean by membership? The name itself will says you that it is looking for a member. Okay, whether it is a member of this part or not. Okay, for example, I have a string 1 str1 equal to python. Okay, see, I'm checking that whether p is p in python or not, in str1 or not. And p is a member of python or not. Yes, there is p, right? P is a member in python, so it gives you, okay, I have taken capital P. Okay, let us go with capital P. Okay, everything should be clean. Okay, str1, now we'll get true. Okay, because in representation of str1 python string I have taken capital P, and I am searching for small p, whether small p is member in python or not. No, there is no small p in python, right? There is a capital P. We have mentioned capital P. Okay, so if it finds anything, for example, even you can search for y in str1. Yes, y is a member in str1. That means if it finds at least one part or not. Okay, if it contains at least one part, then it is a member. Okay, it should not be all the community. అంటే నువ్వే కమ్యూనిటీ అవ్వాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. If you are member of the community, then it is okay. You don't need to be the entire community. You don't need to be the entire community. If you are the part of the community, then it's okay. Okay, that is what membership operator. Okay, if you are part of the community, then we call that as you are the member of that community. So y is a member in the python community, right? That's what it is working. Okay, and we can see that if there is no such character in that str1, it will give false. Okay, so now I'll change this into not in str1. Okay, now what would be the answer now? Now you'll get true or false. E not in str1.
True, sir.
Yes, we'll get true, because E is not in. Yes, it is not there in str1. అసలు అది లేదన్నమాట అందులో. Yes, we'll get true. Okay, so this is about membership operator. That means it is looking whether it is a part or not. Okay, it doesn't look that you should be entire thing. Okay, adanta equal ayi undalani. No, there is no rule that. Okay, if it contains at least one part, then it is true. Okay, and we have an operator called identify operator. Now this identify operator will look that whether they are purely equal or not. For example, I have a string 1, right? I'll take str2. Str2 is also a Python. Now str1 is str2. Yes, true, they are equal. That means they should be purely equal. Every character, every single bit should be equal. Okay, you not allowed to check like whether p is str1 false. No. Okay, so is will work like double equal to. That means it is checking whether they are purely equal or not. Okay, is nothing but a double equal to operator. That means they'll check both samely. Okay, is also check that whether they are equal or not, purely equal or not. Even double equal to also check that whether they are purely equal or not. Okay, identify in the sense they should have similar qualities. Exactly, they should have same. Okay, that is what identify operator. Okay, they are same. str1 is and str2 and they are same, right? So for example, if you go with a p is not str1, now we'll get true because it is, they are not equal. P is not equal to Python, right? So is working like an equal to operator. Okay, double equal to operator in the sense they are comparing whether they are equal, they are finally equal or not. Okay, so this is about membership and that is about identify operator. In some scenarios we'll use them. Most of the scenarios we'll use only not equal to or double equal to. Okay, membership operators will check whether it contains in that given string or not. If we give any character and if we told you to check whether this character contains in the string or not, then you'll go with membership operator, right? As we have discussed, we have discussed all the basic part. Okay, so by this we have completed our basic part. So I told you in our first class that the parts of CPU, right? Okay, once I'll tell you again.
Memory unit,
Yes,
logical unit, control unit.
Control.
so till now we have talked about memory unit. Memory unit we have talked, right? That means when we are declaring variables, they're taking some space and they're storing in some memory. Okay, all the variables, and we have seen how C is allocating memory and how Python is allocating memory. Okay, we have talked about that. And now we have talked about all arithmetic operators, right? AU, arithmetic and all logical operators in the sense we have seen logical operators also. Like and or not, how logical thinking, right? We have seen these, right? So now we'll say about control unit. That means see, we'll see about this. Okay, we have till now we have talked all this. We have seen arithmetic units, right? Calculations and all the stuff, and we have seen some logical units also, and we have seen memory unit also. Now we'll see these things. So what does it mean by control? That means we call them as conditional statements. Okay, in programming language we call them as conditional statements. So in any life you have some conditions, right? So how you take a decision? Controlling in the sense taking decisions, right? Controlling in the sense taking decisions. So the way you take the decisions will be depending on your controlling, right? So when the control out now, how we are taking the decisions, how and the control తీసుకున్న decisions, right? So control in the sense taking decisions, how system will take a decision. Generally we people have some decisions, right? So if you want to make a decision to read, to go into engineering, నువ్వు ఇంజనీరింగ్ చదవాలని decision తీసుకున్నావు, you have took a decision to get into engineering, right? It's enough to take a decision? No, they have some conditions to take a decision. What the conditions? You should complete your inter or diploma, then you will be allowed to go for engineering. Otherwise no, right? Maybe you should complete inter or you may should complete be a diploma, then you will be allowed to do engineering. Other than that they will never allow you to do engineering, right? So that is the condition to take this decision. Okay, and then if you want to go into BTech, you have some conditions. So when you fulfill these conditions, then you can take the decisions and you can work on it. In the same way, how your missions will know that I should take this decision, నేను ఈ decision తీసుకోవాలి, ఈ వర్క్ చేయాలి, I have to do this work when this is the condition. ఈ కండిషన్ అయితే ఈ వర్క్ చేయాలి, ఈ కండిషన్ అయితే ఈ వర్క్ చేయాలి. ఓకే, if the condition is this, I have to do this. If the condition is this, I have to do this. Okay, how your system will take a decision, ఎట్లా తీసుకుంటుంది decision. Okay, let us think. Okay, we'll see some scratch ideas. Okay, you know about even and odd numbers, right? So we know about even. What is an even number? That means if any of them have given a number called 2, okay, number ichi, and they told you that whether this is even or odd, then you will tell it is an even number. Then how you are telling that? You are dividing that number with 2. If you get a remainder as 0, then you know, because we have studied in your school, right? So see, my father has not went to any school, he don't know anything. If I ask my father that can you tell me 2 is an even number, he can't tell, because he was not programmed. That means he doesn't went to any school and he don't get programmed in his mind that this is an even number ani. Okay, learning in the sense it is programming. నేను learning కూడా ఒక programming ని చూస్తాను అనమాట. That means in our school the teachers have programmed our mind in calculation part. Okay, in science and social, in physics, in everything, in every aspect they have programmed our mind. So our mind started programming that. Now if 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 you give any number ఇవ్వగానే now my program will start, even number program start అయిపోయింది నా mind లో. I'll divide it and I'll check, okay, 0 వచ్చింది, this is an even number. But there is no such program in my father mind, because as he is a farmer, he didn't went to school. Okay, he don't know that. Okay, so అంటే ఆ ప్రోగ్రామింగ్ ఎవరికైతే ఉందో, if the program contains your mind, you can tell the answer. If I ask a solution that what you don't know, you can't tell the answer, right? That means there is no such program in your mind. ఆ program లేదు నీ mind లో. So ఆ program ఉంది కాబట్టి you are checking how your mind is checking. Okay, 2 mod 2 equal to 0, then it is even number. If I give a 3 mod 2 not equal to 0, so this is an odd. My program is checking, my program is getting compiled. In the same way, you have to program your computer. Okay, your computer is also a baby, it doesn't know anything. Okay, if you give 3, it doesn't know whether it is a prime or it is an even or odd. You have to tell, you have to program in such a way that you are giving the thinking ability to your system. So now it will start thinking and it will give 2 is an even or odd చెప్తుంది అన్నమాట, based on the programming, the way you have programmed. నువ్వు చెప్పాలన్నమాట. So now we have to write a code so that it will understand whether 2 is prime or not, 2 is even or not, 3 is even or not. Okay, now it will start understanding. Okay, so మనం ఏమనుకున్నాం, 2 mod 2, if we divide any number with 2 and if we get remainder as 0, then it is an even number, right? This is what the rule for an even number. ఈ rule ని I'll convert this rule into a program. Okay, 2 mod 2 చేసాను, 0 వచ్చింది, 0 వచ్చింది. Okay, the remainder is 0. If the remainder is 0, that means your system will think that is an even number. No, it is not thinking it is an even number. నువ్వు ఒక నా యూజర్ ఒక ఆపరేషన్ ఇచ్చాడు, my user want to do me that 2 mod 2. Okay, I did 2 mod 2 and I have given his result as 0. So result ఇచ్చేసాను వాడికి 0 అని. You didn't tell that to do something, this you do that అని నువ్వు చెప్పలేదు. Okay, that means it is executing, that's it. 3 mod 2 3 mod 1 వచ్చి, that means your system don't know that 3 is an odd number. Remainder 0 కాదు కాబట్టి 3 అనేది odd అని system కి తెలియదు. Now your system don't know, because you are just giving an operator, that's it. That means you are making an operator with a condition. ఒక operator ఉంది, if this operator gives a result as 0, in the sense condition, ఇప్పుడు 2 mod 2 equal to 0. Now this become a condition, right? Before this it is operator. Now you made that into a condition. That means you are checking whether 0 or not. Now if you execute the true, so when you go with conditions, they will give true or false. False. Okay, ఇప్పుడు నీ సిస్టమ్కి అర్థమైంది. ఓకే, మై యూజర్ మేకింగ్ ఏ కండిషన్, మై యూజర్ ఇంటెన్షన్ ఇస్ టు క్రియేట్ ఏ కండిషన్ అనమాట. 2 mod 2 హీస్ చెకింగ్ వెదర్ దే ఆర్ ఈక్వల్ ఆర్ నాట్. ఎస్ దే ఆర్ ఈక్వల్ కాబట్టి ట్రూ అని చెప్పింది. 3 mod 2 దే ఆర్ నాట్ ఈక్వల్ కాబట్టి ఇట్ టోల్డ్ ఫాల్స్. ఫైన్, బట్ టిల్ ఇట్ డజంట్ నో వాట్ టు డూ ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ట్రూ, వాట్ టు డూ ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఫాల్స్. అది ట్రూ అయితే ఏం చేయాలి, ఫాల్స్ అయితే ఏం చేయాలి తెలియట్లేదు. టిల్ ఇట్ డజంట్ నో. Okay, that's what we use conditional statements. Okay, now we have a condition. If you put them in a conditional statements called if and else and elif, then your system will know what to do when it is true and what to do when it is false, right? So ఇప్పుడు వరకు మనం మాట్లాడుకున్న what we have discussed, all the basic stuff, I'm concatenating them. That means I'm adding them and I'm making them a program, and I'm grouping them. Okay, first I have made an operator called modulus operator, and then I have given double equal to, and I make them it as a condition, and now I am adding a conditional statement called if and elif, so that I got a code. Okay, now before that we'll understand how these conditional statements are getting worked. Okay, generally we have 3 conditional statements. One is if. Okay, every time if will be followed by a condition. Okay, every time if will have a condition if ke eppudu condition. Okay, they are same in C or C++ or Java or Python. they will work like same, but the syntax will be different. Okay, if condition colon. Okay, in Python we use colon. Okay, if will be always given colon. After writing condition we give colon. Okay, what this colon will says, this colon will indicate that now the if is get opened. If open ayindi, now you can write anything inside if. Okay, this colon will tell that if is opened. If is nothing but block. Elif is also a block, else is also a block. When if becomes true, the statement exists in this block will be executed. Okay, the statement 1, statement 2, this will be executed. So if is false, then it will go to elif, so and it will check the condition in elif. Okay, it will check the condition in elif. Okay, then we have given a colon. That means now elif is started, elif block opened. Okay, now we have opened a block called elif. If elif is true, then we'll give a statement 3, statement 4. Okay, then we go to else. If all if and elifs are false, then finally it will go to else. Okay, else will don't have any condition. Else ke eppudu condition undadu. Okay, what is the condition for else? If and elif are true or false, then that is the condition for else. Okay, if elif false avvadame else యొక్క condition. Okay, so else don't have a separate condition. When if and elifs are become false, then that is the condition for else. Now it will enter into else, and it will print the statement what you want to print there. Statement 5, statement 6. Okay, so the statements will be given by your requirement. What is your requirement? You will print that there. Okay, so this is how the syntax will be. If will be have a condition, elif will also have a condition, else will never have a condition. Okay, so the false of if and elif is the condition for else. Okay, so if condition is false, if condition is true, okay, well if true aithe, then it will execute all the statement exist in this. Okay, it will execute all the statement exist in this block. Okay, if become false, okay, well if false aithe, if becomes false, now it will come to elif and it will check elif whether elif is true or false. If elif is true, then it will execute all the statements. Okay, exist in elif. If elif is also false, then it will come to else and it will execute automatically what are the statements in else. Okay, so we'll see them in our Python editor. Okay, so till now if you observe clearly, I have done all my code, all my stuff in shell page, right?
Sir?
Now we'll move to a new page. Yes,
సార్ ఇప్పుడు ఫస్ట్ ఇఫ్ ట్రూ వచ్చింది అనుకోండి సార్, దాని తర్వాత మిగతా స్టేట్మెంట్స్
it never
కంపైల్ చేయొచ్చు సార్.
చెక్ చేయదు.
ఓకే సార్.
I'll tell you, okay. I tell you, okay. Meekuna doubt నేను చెప్తాను. Okay. So now we'll go to a new page where we can write a code. Okay. This is a shell page. It is not preferable to write a code. Okay. Single lines you can check it. That's it. Single line statements you can check here, but it is not preferable to write multiple line code. Okay. So click on files and click on new file. Click on file and click on new file. Okay. File me click chesi click on new file, or you can press Control N directly. Then you will get a page called untitled, because you didn't save this page, right? When you compile, it will ask you to save. Okay, now you can write the code. Okay, so if, okay, I'll write if will always have a condition. Okay, if become true, if true ayindante, if becomes true, right? See, I have given colon, right? Colon ichi enter kottuna chudandi, it came into inside వచ్చింది. If you don't give any colon and if you press enter, the cursor is at if straight ga undi, right? I straight, it is at I straight to the I. That means it is not inside if, right? So when you give a colon and if you press enter, now that means your Python will understand that yes, my user have opened if block. That means now he is writing the statements inside the if. So it will print okay. So if true, ఒకవేళ if true అయినా
సార్ ఇప్పుడు సార్
చెప్పండి
అదే కాల్ని ఇచ్చేసారు, దాని అర్థం ఇఫ్ బ్లాక్ ఓపెన్ అయిందని దాన్ని క్లోజ్ చేసి ఇంకేం రాయనవసరం లేదు సార్.
యూ నో నీడ్ టు రైట్. ఓకే, వెన్ యూ కమ్ టు బ్యాక్, సి ఇప్పుడు ఈ ఎల్ఇఫ్ కూడా లోపల ఉంది అనుకో, దట్ మీన్స్ ఇఫ్ అండ్ ఎల్ఇఫ్స్ ఆర్ ఇన్, ఎల్ఇఫ్ ఈజ్ ఇన్సైడ్ ఆఫ్ ఇఫ్ అన్నమాట.
ఓకే సార్.
Okay, if you go with back and if they are in same straight line, that means this elif is outside the if. Okay, meeku oka clarity istanu nenu. Before that I'll write something here. Print bye. Okay, now you know something, it enter into if lopadiki veltadi, it prints what contains in the inside of if, and it also prints coming out. Bayitiki vachi bayita em undo adi kuda print chestadi. Okay, I'll run this code. You can press F5 or you can go to run option. You can go to run option and click run module. Okay, now it will ask you to save the file. Okay, or click on OK. You do, see, everybody do one thing. You just create a folder in your desktop. Okay, desktop మీద ఒక folder create చేయండి. Even I have created in my desktop. See, I'm going to desktop and I'll open Python programs. See, this is my folder. Okay, I'll save all my Python programs in this folder. Okay, I saved the program. I got hi and bye. That means if is true, as if is true, it enter into inside in lopadiki velindi. So it printed the statement which is inside and it came out and it printed the bye also. What is if is false? If well false, what would be the output now?
Bye.
If is false, that means it doesn't enter inside.
హలో సార్.
Sir, your voice is not audible, sir.
Can you listen me?
ఎస్ సార్, ఆడిబుల్.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Actually, I have a net issue. Okay, I'm using my mobile data. Yes. So that means it says that there is that this by statement is not related to if and not. Okay, it is outside the if. Even though if true, even though if false, in both cases it is getting executed. That means it doesn't have any relation with if. If you place this inside if లోపల పెడితే కనుక, if you run the code, you will didn't get any output because the two statements are inside the if. Okay, they will only executed when if true అయినప్పుడే they will execute. Right, we got high by. Okay, when I brought this outside, if I bring it outside, that means it doesn't have any relation with if. Even though if false, even though if true, it will be executed. Okay, that means you can see a space, right? An indentation space. So Python is an indentation space. This indentation space will tells that this statement is belongs to that if. Okay, a space చెప్తదన్నమాట. You don't need to open a special bracket and you don't need to close a special bracket in Python. Okay, by indentation spaces it will know. If you see here there is no indentation space, that means this print is doesn't belongs to this if. If కి సంబంధం లేదన్నమాట. Okay, everybody should have a clarity on indentation space. What does it mean by indentation space? If there is an indentation space, that means this statement is belongs to this if block. If there is no indentation space, that means it doesn't belong to that. Okay, one indentation space is nothing but if you press tab, that is an indentation space, or you can press 4 spaces, 1 2 3 4. Okay, you can give 4 spaces or you can give one tab space, or you can give, if you go here and press enter, by default it will give an indentation. Okay, now let us go with the elif. Okay, someone is asking me doubt or you're making noise? So what would be the output now? If true, print high. Elif true, print okay, else print by. So I'm telling if true, print high. So if true kabatti okay, elif is also true kabatti if true kabatti high, elif is also true kabatti okay. That means you will get high okay or you will get only high.
High, only high.
High and okay.
You will get only okay. Only you will get okay. Okay, if becomes false, if become false, then only it will go to elif. If false అయితే elif వెళ్తుంది. If becomes true, then it doesn't check elif and else. Run the code. You got only high. Okay, when only if becomes false, then only else will be executed. Elif will be executed and else also will be executed. Okay, if first statement false అయితే then it will go to elif. If elif is also false, then only it will go to else. For example, if I take both are false, now
Bye.
if and
Bye,
elif
sir.
is all false, then now you will get by. Right, we are getting by as an output, right? If this is true,
Okay.
now
Okay.
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 భయపడకండి. Okay, even though if you tell a wrong answer, I'll never scold you. Okay, I'll never hurt you. Okay, you just try to give an answer. That's enough for me. Okay, it's okay, right? So this is how it is getting executed. See, generally why we have invented if else ఎందుకు ఇలా ఇన్వెంట్ చేసాం? Why don't we write all this stuff by using only if? అన్ని if యూస్ చేసి రాయొచ్చు కదా. Why we have writing some with if and some with elif and some with else? కొన్ని if తోని, కొన్ని elif తోని, కొన్ని else తోని రాస్తున్నాం. Why we are writing by using all this stuff? Why don't we write by using only if? ఇలాంటి డౌట్స్ వస్తుంటాయి అన్నమాట కొంతమందికి. People will get this type of doubts. మీకు వచ్చినా రాకపోయినా నాకు వస్తుంటాయి. So నా doubt, what is my doubt is why we are using all this stuff elif else? Why it's a bullshit thing? Why we need to remember all if and elifs? I'll write all the things in if పెట్టి రాసేస్తాను. Okay, you can't use if here, even though if you use true, and if you use session. Now what would be the output now?
High, okay,
High, okay, bye.
High, okay, bye.
Yes.
అన్నీ వచ్చేస్తాయి, right? You're getting all things right. That means
Only
if
high.
the first if is No, you will get all the things. You will get all the things. You will get hi, okay, bye. ఎందుకంటే every if will be checked. Every if will be checked. Even though first if true అయినా, it doesn't stop there. It will go to second if, and second if also will be checked. Even though second if is also true, it will doesn't stop there. It will go to third if. Any if ఉంటే అన్ని if. If you write 100 ifs, 100 if will be checked. Okay, but you remember one thing. Yeah. Any doubt?
ఇప్పుడు అన్ని ఫుల్ వాడకుండా ఒకటే ఇఫ్ లో అవన్నీ ఎలా టైప్ చేయాలి సార్?
అవన్నీ ఓకే ఇప్పుడు అంటే ఇవన్నీ తీసేస్తాం. Again, you will get the same result. Okay, see, now what I'm trying to tell is why we use see ఎక్కడైనా సరే there is no place or there is no concept where the all will become true. అన్ని కండిషన్లు ట్రూ అయిపోతాయనే చోట ఎక్కడా లేదు. There is no such scenario. All the statements will become true. There may be only one statement will become true. ఏదో ఒక్క స్టేట్మెంట్ ట్రూ అవుతుంది. If you have 100 conditions, okay, our college is giving you, maybe you think our college is giving you 6 grades. Is there any person that you will get all the 6 grades? No. According to their marks, they'll satisfy certain condition and they'll get a certain grade. Only they'll get 1 grade. But there is no concept that you'll get all the grades in same class. అన్ని గ్రేడ్స్ వచ్చేస్తాయి ఒకే ఎగ్జామ్లో అంటే no, there is no such rule, right? ఒకే ఎగ్జామ్లో నీకు ఏ గ్రేడ్, బి గ్రేడ్, సి గ్రేడ్, డి గ్రేడ్, ఎఫ్ గ్రేడ్ ఇవన్నీ వచ్చేస్తాయి. No, it is not possible. So that means there is no scenario, there is no such concept where you will get all the statements will be true. అన్ని స్టేట్మెంట్లు ట్రూ అయ్యే ఛాన్స్ ఉండవు ప్రతి చోట. So if you use if all the statement is getting checked, అన్ని స్టేట్మెంట్స్ చెక్ అయిపోతున్నాయి. So instead of using that, we use elif use చేస్తాం అన్నమాట. So what is the advantage why we are using elif? So first true అవడం వల్ల it doesn't check the second statement. Even though elif is also true, right? ఇక్కడ elif కూడా true, but we are not getting okay. That means first condition true అయింది కాబట్టి there is no need to check the second condition. It is unnecessary waste. If you write again if here, the second condition is also getting checked. Second condition కూడా చెక్ చేస్తుంది. If you write third if will you also checked. Okay, so we don't write a code by using multiple ifs. Multiple if అన్ని యూస్ చేయమన్నమాట. We use if and elif and if elif and else. So if else use చేయడం వల్ల advantage. What is the advantage of using that? So if any one of the statement is true, then all the statements will be ignored by checking, right? So that is what more advantages. For example, we'll try to write this in different way. I have a number x equal to 2. Now my intention is to tell whether this is even number or not. If x mod 2 equal to 0 అయితే, then we'll print it is an even number, right? It is a even. Okay, okay. Even you can write by using if also. X mod 2 not equal to 0. See, you will get the correct answer. దీనికి correct answer వస్తుందండి. Even వచ్చింది. If you change your x as odd, అంటే if you change this as 5, you will get odd. Okay, that means the code is giving a fine answer. Even though you can write here else. ఇంత స్టేట్మెంట్ రాసే బదులు you can go with else also. If you run the code, you will get the same answer. 5 is an odd number, 2 is an even number. That means both are giving same answers. That means both the coding are correct. You can write 2 different ways. Both the ways are correct and both are giving the correct answer. But what is the difference of using else here? ఇక్కడ else యూస్ చేయడం వల్ల డిఫరెన్స్ ఏంటంటే you are saving your time. You can save your time. Okay, x mod 2 not equal to 0. How you are saving the time? If first if is true, it doesn't go to else. అంటే else will check చేయట్లేదు. So first if true అయింది కాబట్టి it came out and it prints even. But in this scenario, even though first if is true, it is checking the second if. Second if ని కూడా చెక్ చేస్తుంది మళ్ళా. Waste of time. We got already one statement as true. No need of checking the other statement. If you write another statement with if, it will be checked. If you write another statement if, it will be checked. That means it is unnecessarily wasting the time even though one condition become true. ఒక condition true అయిపోయినా సరే, it is wasting the time by checking unnecessary things. Okay, so to reduce the time complexity, we use if and else. Okay, so if you use else here, even though if becomes true, else will be ignored. if becomes false, then only else will be checked. Okay, so ఇక్కడ నేను 5 తీసుకుంటే ఇప్పుడు if false అయింది, now else will be checked and you will get an output. Okay, so this is about if and elif. Okay, I'll give you some questions in your group, you try to solve them. Okay,
సార్ చిన్న డౌట్ సార్.
Yeah.
ఇప్పుడు మన ఇక్కడ సింటాక్స్ ఎర్రర్ కమిట్ అయితే మనకి ఎర్రర్ చూపిస్తుంది సార్ అవుట్పుట్ లో, అంటే మనం ఎలాగో కంపైల్ చేయట్లేదు కదా.
ఇక్కడ నేను ఓకే ఐ టెల్ యూ ఎర్రర్స్ గురించి రేపు చెప్దాం అనుకున్నాను.
ఓకే 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 సార్.
If you run this code, you will get an error. అంటే x is not defined. I'll tell you errors. Okay, అంటే ఇప్పుడే కదా మనం కోడింగ్ స్టార్ట్ చేసాం. I'll discuss all the major errors what you will get and how to rectify the errors tomorrow. Okay.
Okay sir, thanks.
Fine. Okay, then you can leave the class. Once I'll check whether I'll take the attendance that the it is not getting download. I hope my net is not sufficient for this. Yes, it is downloaded. Okay. You can leave the class. We'll meet tomorrow again with a new stuff and with some funny things in Python. Bye.
Bye.